Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we'll be making this beautiful baby frock design. This is for a 1-year-old. It can also fit a 2-year-old. If this is something you would like to learn, stick around and let's get started. With me here, I have the fabric on fold for the front and the back pieces, both for the main bodies and the lining pieces. The width is 8 inches, the length is 8.5 inches. Okay, so I will start by marking the shoulder measurements. From the center front, I'll mark the shoulder measurement. Please note that the excess that you see here is for the zipper allowance on the back part. Okay, so shoulder 4 inches, armhole 4 inches. I'll go ahead and square out the line like you see me do. On that line, I'll mark out her chest divide by 4 plus sewing allowance of 1.5 inches. Go ahead and add any inches you want to use as the sewing allowance. The off shoulder I use 2 inches, and for the neck depth I use 2.5 inches. So I'm just going to cover it from the neck depth to the shoulder like so. Okay, so moving on, I will go ahead and cover out the armhole. After covering the armhole, I will impute the waist measurements. I just take out ½ inch from what I have on the chest line and mark it on the waistline, then connect it at the side. So I'm just retaking to be sure of the off shoulder length, to note that down. So these are the pieces after cutting them out. Now let's head over to the sewing machine for the stitching process. This is for the shoulder replacement. I cut it at 5 inches by 5 inches. All I have to do is to just hem the side, and then I'll go ahead and pleat it to 1.5 inches. I'll pin the two shoulders to the main bodies, leaving ½ inch by the armhole before I cover it up with the lining. So I'll just go ahead and stitch from one armhole down to the other armhole. Please support this growing YouTube channel by liking this video and subscribing to this channel. Thank you for your support. So after stitching the lining on it, I took out the pins. So I'm going to cut out these edges that are poking so it will not be bulky when I turn it over to the right side. Then go ahead to give it a little notch all around it, turn it to the right side, and this is the finishing. I went ahead to also top stitch on the lining, okay, to help it lay flatter. Alright, so this is the front. I will also attach the shoulder to the back. This is me marking the point where I want to pin the shoulder to, so that I will not make any mistake. Then covered it with the lining and went ahead to stitch for the both two pieces of the back. Okay, so I'll give it some notches, turn it over to the right side, and here is what we have. I'll just go ahead and iron it. This is the iron part. Next is to join them side by side. Okay, so I marked out the inches I added as my sewing allowance, so that is what I will use to join the sides. I took measurement of the waistline of the top and it gave me 22.5 inches. I wanted to use ×3 of this volume to cut out for the gathering part, but I ended up using the whole 5 yards, which is 36 × 5 for the dress. Now the first layer is 12 inches, the second layer is 9 inches. This is the second layer, is measured at 9 inches length, and this is the third layer, or should I say the first, because this is the one that is on top and is measured at 5 inches. Please note that I cut this organza on fold. All the layers are on fold. Okay, so I cut them on fold, then I went ahead to join all the 3 layers together so that it will be easier for me to gather all of them at once. I joined the 3 layers together, then I went ahead to gather all at the same time. For these sizes of rows that I made on fold, I cut out the organza on fold at 3.5 inches, as you can see, 3.5 inches in width, while the length is 50 inches. So I cut the organza on fold to be able to give me a rich and thick texture. Okay, so just go ahead and fold the edge in a triangular form like this, as if you want to form a triangle, and you start stitching. Push it edge to edge, match the edge to edge, and keep sewing. When you're sewing, you will notice how the organza is folding and, you know, kind of twisting. You don't have to bother about this, because this is what will give it that wavy and rosy effect. Okay, so go ahead and stitch from top to bottom. Next, I am going to be gathering this. Okay, you either run a loose stitch and drag to gather it, or you simply follow this process that I am following right now. Just fold it bit by bit, push under the machine footer and stitch. You keep going. Please don't gather it too much. Make sure you're not folding a lot. Okay, just gather a little bit, push under the machine footer, stitch, and continue the same process to the end. So after pleating it, I'll go ahead and take the measurements that the length is at now So from the 50 inches length that I cut, it is now at 21 inches. Okay, so let's go ahead and form the rows. So from the edge, you start rolling it. Please make sure you're rolling it tightly. Roll it, adjust it according to how you want it, according to the shape you want it. Okay, so keep rolling and adjusting with your finger where possible, where necessary. You can see the rose is coming out in shape. You can see how beautiful this is. I actually think the smaller the rose, the finer it is. However, it depends on the size that you want. Okay, so if you want a bigger rose, know that you cut a longer strap of fabric. So just tuck the end of the fabric under like this and go ahead and attach it, tack it with your needle and thread. Just thread a needle, make sure the thread is doubled, and go ahead and tack everything tightly so it doesn't loosen or become bubbly. Okay, so just tack until you're sure that everything is well secured. Okay. Okay, so this is what the rose looks like. You can see how beautiful it is. You can attach this to your dress, your bag, your shoes, or even use it to make a fascinator. Okay, just cut the bulb under so that when you're trying to attach this to anything, it's not going to be difficult. I used a glue gun to add a little bit of embellishment with the cup chain. So this glue gun did not actually hold it as much as I wanted. So I actually ended up using needle and thread to tack it again so it doesn't, pull off easily. You know how kids can be all handy. Okay, so this is all for the tutorial of this video. I hope you found some helpful tips in this video. If you did, please don't forget to like this video, drop a comment, hit the subscribe button if you're yet to, turn on the notification bell, and I hope to see you in my next tutorial. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.